Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Knife Chats with Tobias. Well, this video could be either a Twofer Tuesday or a Frosty Friday because what I have are two knives made by Frost. One of them is an Ocoee River and the other one is a Bear and Bull. Bear and Bull is one of those names that you don't see too often from Frost. But anyway, let's get these knives out here so you can see what I picked up. I was at an antique store and I found both of these there and it's like, man, I just got to grab them. And I have bought other knives similar to these. This is a Congress and this one is a lady leg knife. And as you can probably tell, they're not your normal size knife. 8 inches long, both of them. Or if I turn it over this way, it would be like 16 inches long, but we're not looking at a dishonest fisherman here. We don't have to kind of pretend these knives are big. They are really big. It's because these are known as a salesman sample or a store display knife. And the idea is it was something large that you could show to the customers so they'd have an idea of what the knife was like. And you could see it from a distance. So they're also just a novelty knife, and a couple other companies are making a few of them, but I found these especially nice, both the lady leg knife and the Congress, and I did not have either of these stores display knives or salesman samples in these patterns. I'm now up to 8 different patterns of these knives that I own. So I guess I have been collecting them. I'll show all the ones that I have at the end of this video in the slideshow, but I mean, here is the Stockman I got from Rough Rider recently. And I also got the Trapper from Rough Rider. This is for their 30th anniversary. And this one is kind of cool because it has all sorts of different tank stamps and stuff like that on there. And then it's got the blade edge there. And these, I think, went for around $29 or so. They're big knives. They are functional. 448 stainless steel blades. All of these, matter of fact, have, that 440 style stainless steel blade. And they're made just like a regular knife. They're just oversized. This is the Ocoee River compared to the Queen City lady leg knife. So this is what you would normally see in a lady leg knife. You can see how much bigger this thing is. And I grabbed this one because this is a 2-blade lady leg knife, complete with half stops. Like I said, Queen City. This one is by Ocoee River. Now the person had 2 of these for sale. I grabbed this one because it was $5 less. I only paid $30 for it, so it was a really good price on it. If you notice, the Ocoee River shield is a little crooked on there. I guess that's why he had it for a little bit less. The other one had, I don't know how the shield was lined actually. I just looked at this one and I thought it was actually in better shape, but didn't really pay too much attention to the shield being crooked. In any case, that's something easily fixed. These shields fall off anyway, so. And then got the Ocoee River there on that clip blade. We can see right there, nice big old blade. The blade on this one is, let's see here, about 5 1/4 inches overall, maybe a little more than 5 1/4. You can see it right there, as opposed to what you have on this one here. 2 inches. So you can see these are much larger knives. Like I said, it's 8 inches closed. Still has that half stop going. You can hear that slam shut. This is really tight to get out. I think I just got to clean it. I will probably use graphite to lubricate the pivot here. Because if I drop in oil, it might get into the underneath there and might stain the acrylic. I don't know for certain, but I'll try graphite first, and that's basically, using your pencil. And I'll get a nice soft leaded artist pencil and use some of the graphite from there and get it down in there and open it up a little bit better. But both blades have a half stop. It's a little lazy, but listen to the snap. Really good snap on there. There are some little stains on here. I'm going to have to just kind of polish them off later. These were made probably about 10-15 years ago. And I actually see these going for a much higher price than what I paid for them. I mean, $30, which is kind of what these are going for right now. And these are in a pack of wood. And that's what I'm seeing more often these days, is they're in pack of wood instead of some kind of acrylic. Now, this other one back here, this one is really cool. This is the, I think it's Baron Bull. And it's a Congress, 4-blade Congress. Really nice. You can see the nickel silver on there. Notice the kind of like a pinch bolster on the end there. No ring or anything. Compared to your typical Congress, you can see the difference in size. This is probably I think this is definitely the first Congress I ever bought. This is the most recent. So a regular Congress knife, we can see right there, what, 3.5 inches versus 8 inches. So big difference in size. And like I said, this is 8 inches, this is 8 inches. All Salesman samples or these kind of knives are 8 inches long. It doesn't matter what the pattern is. If they were to come out with a peanut, it would be 8 inches as well, even though, you know, your trapper is 8 inches and a peanut is a small knife. Notice the difference in size here. You know, 3 inches, maybe 3¼ inches versus 3.5 inches, but 8 and 8. So anyway, well, let's open this blade first. And we see there, right at what, 2 1/8 inches long for the main sheepfoot blade on here. And we got 2 sheepfoot blades on this one. This is a Premier edition. No half stop on this. Well, it's a lazy half stop. It does stop at the top, but you can see it does not lock. It doesn't pop to the half stop. And there we go, got it open. And the blade on this is 4 3/4 inches long. And no tang stamp here. There's only a tang stamp on one blade. Gotta be careful closing this too, because yeah, it comes down like a guillotine. And here is the coping blade. Coping blade on this one, 4 inches on the coping blade. Let's go with the coping blade on this. 1 3/4 inches. Yeah, about 1 3/4 inches on the coping. Man, that is such a good pop. I think I opened that one. That's the Premier edition. Here's the other blade. No markings on it. And same thing. 4 3/4 or so. And then we have finally the pin blade, and this is where we see the marking on there for, can we get it to show? Let me zoom in. There we go. Bear and Bull. Handmade Bear and Bull. And on the back side here, we see that it is made in China. This one does not say where it was made. The lady leg knife, it did not say where it was made, but I believe it was also made in China. Hold on, I'm gonna zoom back out. Okay, we are zoomed back out. Let's just get this closed up and let's admire a little bit of the sparkle on that handle. See all that? I do not think the person selling this knew exactly what it was. This was also going for $30. I would have loved to have seen the one in green, but the one he had was this one. This one is in what would have been known as the pink crush of abalone. That's what this is. This is actually crushed abalone. It isn't like glitter or something like that. You can see the clear layer of acrylic on top of it, and all the bumpiness of all the little flakes of abalone that are embedded underneath the acrylic. And if you look closely, you can see all that stuff sparkle and everything. It's not just pink. It's a wide variety of colors, most of it being the iridescent reddish pink color that you get in abalone. And you can see some flecks of green and gold and blue and all sorts of other things in there. A little bit of purple. Really nice fire in there. And it's on both sides. And the cool thing is no shield in the way to screw it all up. It just all just crushed acrylic. And it's interesting that this is in the bare and bold line, because usually where I've seen the crushed acrylic like this, it was in the Silver Horse Stoneworks line from Frost. This is also Frost. This one is in the green acrylic. That's why I would have loved to, if I would have found the green one in this, because I already had the green one. I like the purple too, though, or the pink, whatever way you want to call it. You can see this one also doing the same thing. This one is more of a green crushed acrylic, green crushed abalone, though. It's a 3-blade toothpick, but as you can see here, maybe you can see there, this one is in the Silver Horse Stoneworks series, or, oh, I'm sorry, not the Silver Horse, might be Silver Horse. If it isn't Silver Horse Stoneworks, it's in the Cherokee Stoneworks. It depends on when they were making it. This might be Cherokee Stoneworks. At some point, Frost changed the name. But anyway, I got that one, but this is the really cool one now. And this one really lets the sparkle show on the crushed acrylic. I would love to see that crushed acrylic in other knives from Frost in a larger size than the little tiny toothpick I got, especially now that I've seen it in this. But in any case, much bigger than what you see there with a Congress. That's your typical Congress versus the Salesman sample. And your Salesman sample 2-blade lady leg knife versus a typical lady leg knife with 2 blades. I wonder how big of a bottle that will open. In any case, stick around. Like I said, I'll show you slides of all 8 of the Salesman samples that I have so far. I'm still looking for more, but I am not willing to pay the prices that I typically see on eBay, which run in the $50 through $100. Some people think these are worth more than they are, I think. Maybe someday, but I think typically you can still find even the older ones going for around 30 bucks, which is about the price that you pay for one that is brand new. So they're really just keeping up with inflation at the moment. Anyway, stick around for some slides. let me take just a second to thank you once again for dropping by and spending a few minutes here at Knife Chats with the Pious. I really do appreciate it, and I do appreciate any comments that you leave. So please remember to give me that thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you'll know when the next episode is up and running. Thanks again for dropping by. Really do appreciate your time here.